there is a difference between analog and digital computing, in the sense that to do digital computing you actually have to chop up everything into digits, and with analog computing you can sort of process continuous processes. But both have their advantages and disadvantages. And luckily, the advantages and disadvantages are not the same for analog and digital, which means that you can happily combine analog and digital, and there is not a proper debate about analog versus digital. Now use them together, and then you just get the best of both worlds. So one of the things that digital systems can do is they have memory. You can record things. That also means that you can memorize settings for recalling later, meaning you can make presets. You can have audio memory that can create delays and stuff like that. You don't really have that in the analog domain. But the advantage of the analog domain is that whatever computations you do, you can do a lot of parallel processing, which digital, you have to do everything serially. So that means that you are always having sort of like timing issues in digital, and phase delays and computational delays, and work with blocks and stuff like that. You don't have those issues at all with analog electronics. You can actually sort of create 25 different processes running all in parallel at the same time, that mix together but also feed back into itself again without any time delay. So that sort of makes it a slightly different kind of approach. But in essence, we're still working with sound. So to explain algorithms in the analog domain is slightly different than to explain them in the digital domain, because basically if you describe algorithms in the digital domain, and also if you describe procedures, it's also like a serial process. First do this, then do that, then do that, then do that. But with analog processing, you can actually do these things together. So you could say, like, first we do this, while we also do this, while we also do this, and while we also do this, and then from this, that feeds back into this first thing that we're also doing at this same time, which makes it a bit more vague.